Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with his Friday guest, friend of the channel, Mr. Stephen Dow from Velocity Mortgage. How you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm fantastic. I mean, it's finally just a nice sigh of relief of like, I think the year's over. I mean, literally today's the
It-
last day,
yeah.
so
Are
it
you
couldn't have ended
are you
better.
funding today, or are you close to that?
No, we're close.
Okay.
I
Oh, you
mean,
get a
yeah,
3-day weekend. Oh my goodness.
yes. It just so happened that where it lands on, but my
Yeah,
company's so generous as far as, employee morale and just how they treat their employees. It's just,
that's awesome.
yeah, I'm usually the workhorse and just I never stop typically. So this is forcing me to
Nice.
some degree. And it's just think it's time. I mean, it's literally the last day of the year. I'm done, like
Yeah.
let's just hang it up for
Let's go
now.
take a
Yeah.
nap. Let's go take a nap later in the day.
Yes, definitely. So, actually everybody in the house is asleep. I'm the only one up. So,
That's cool. That's
yeah,
awesome. Well, do me a favor,
yeah,
hit the marketing thing, and then we can have
yeah.
this conversation.
You got it, boss. Again, I work happily for Velocity Mortgage Capital, but all the ideas and topics discussed on this channel are that of my own. And let's finish this off with a bang.
Yeah. So what I want to talk about here is, again, 2022 as an investor, right? I am a representative of people that are watching my channel. You either have
Right.
interest in real estate investing, you have units, you want to get whatever it is, right? So as I look out at 2022, I think there's a couple of things new investors should do. One is, if you do not fit the traditional mortgage, right? You can't use Matt the Mortgage Guy. I strongly suggest that you start off the year strong by sending you an email and getting a call scheduled early January, just to share their plan with you. And then you could tell them,
Right.
hey, I can help here. I can help here. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Right. Or
Right.
you're ready or you're not ready yet. Here's what you need to do first. Boom, boom, boom. So you at least can initiate if you are fully, interested. You're just maybe not in position it right now or at that time to get your best financing terms, because you have to kind of be prepared, either credit history wise, reserves as far as down payment, getting your team together as far as your network, so that you know what you're kind of getting into. So yeah, some people just have to take a little bit more, this is called what it is, I guess, mentoring or guidance.
Yeah.
In some cases, and in other cases, people just need a sounding board because they got so much going on and they just need
Slow
kind of
down.
pinpoint.
Yeah.
So who's not maybe more, emotionally vested because it's not their own money. So they can look at it from a more of an objective kind of perspective. So I think that, yeah, it's definitely worse than an email or phone call. Sometimes it's a quick, phone call, like, oh no, you're definitely A paper all the way.
Yeah.
Go for that now until you get the limitation, or until they deny you,
750
then come to
credit
me.
score, 6-figure income,
Right.
no loans.
Right.
Matt the Mortgage Guy, right over there.
Call him right there. Yep.
Call him, yeah.
But if you're like self-employed,
I mean,
you just became self-employed.
Yeah, you self-employed. How many people reach out to me going, I have a new LLC, I can't buy anything? Well, you can't buy anything that way, but you can buy things all the way this way. But the other thing is the rate is different, right? People are always reaching out. I want to buy an LLC, or I'm self-employed, or this, that, the other thing, but they're quoting rates from Owner Rock. I'm like, those are different things, people. But again, we have a provider. You can get a loan. It's just not 2.85. I mean, yeah, sometimes we got to level set. The other thing I did this year that, again, you can't go backwards, but first thing I did is I looked at where I had debt equity, or what I now call dead money.
Right.
I purposely paid off some assets a couple of years ago because I wanted to have what I call an oh shit pile, right? Just in case, right? I lived through the last crash. Now, with rates where they're at and the ability that you brought me with Velocity Mortgage to get 30-year money fixed under 4, I'm like,
with no hassle.
Well, yeah,
with very little hassle.
No, it was no hassle. It was like 7 pieces of paper. It was amazing. I'm like, that's all you need? I mean, are you serious?
That's typically the response from like the first time borrower with me, or some cases broker. Are you sure that's it? Are you sure that's it? Because you're so used to just all the normal, hoops.
Dude,
and
I had to send. Dude, this is crazy. So I had one. I mean, this is just total digression. So I was doing just a simple refi on a house.
Right.
This must have been 2 years ago.
Okay.
And this person swore up and down they could get me a loan. I'm like, oh, okay. So it starts off, kind of traditional. Then, oh, by the way, you need a little bit more. Then this mother blanker says, I need a copy of every lease. I immediately think the lease, I think it might have been a duplex. I initially think it was the lease of the
These are the
duplex.
subject
I'm
property.
like,
Right.
I'm like, that's reasonable. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, you want to see when they're signed, when they're up. Fair.
No.
So I send it
All
to
200 something.
No, exactly. He goes, no, Michael, I need, because again, right. So what do I do? Right. I hear this guy, I call my agent or my property manager, because I don't do any of this shit. I call my property managers, hey, can you send me the 2 leases? They're like, oh yeah, no problem. It's in the system. We'll get them over now. So that happens like 60 minutes later. He calls me. He goes, I thought you had 200 units, not 2 units. I'm like, I do. And he goes, like, I only see 2 leases. I'm like, wait a minute. You want the lease for 200 units? Like, we're done. I'm sorry. You freaking liar. Blah, 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 blah. Click. I'm like, that was like 50 days of my life wasted on this jerk off who, anyways, my file is a little complex. Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, I think I think maybe to the defense of that sales rep, some sales reps aren't as, inclined as far as
I told them up front. I'm like, no, you don't understand my
but
file.
they're looking at this big pile of money sitting in front of them, literally, like, continued business.
Crazy.
If I can show this guy something special, but they don't know. They just get the deals through the front door. If they don't got the experience or the underwriting, background, they're gonna go, oh no, but we should be able to, because look at all these properties. And now we need this. Oh, he should be able to get this to us, right? Like, no, you don't understand.
It just keeps coming and coming. So again, Velocity Mortgage, twice, purchase and refi. I tested you. The refi, super simple. I did have to give you the leases for the building, which is totally fine, right? Document income, got it. Didn't ask for anything else. Didn't ask for tax returns, nothing. I'm like, you don't even want a bank statement? I told you I got X amount of money in the bank. You don't even want to see that?
Okay.
I'm like, really? I kind of like this.
It makes it easy. The business model works. I mean, even if you can verify that they've got all that money, and even if you could verify all their income, through full doc, it doesn't guarantee payment.
No, I could have. I mean, I'm not going to go backwards. Anyways, you exceeded my expectations. You got me the cheaper money than I thought was humanly possible, and you allowed me to extract dead equity or dead money. And that's important because people that follow my channel know that I have time in the market. It's better than timing the market. I've reused capital. I've 1031. I am a strategic player of my money. Right. What did I do this year? I got money out so I can deploy it later. Now that you're sitting here, and maybe you're like me and you have dead money. Maybe you have dead money, and dead money means, you have 0 debt or you have LTV sub 50%, and you leave it there because you don't think you have an option. You have given me and this channel at least the ability to have a conversation. And that is,
and again, I agree with you with the dead money part. And here's the other aspect with our 30-year fixed loan program, which gives you the security. It now also, or not now, but we've actually had it, and this is why we've been doing so well, but it comes with an interest-only option to it if you'd like for the first 10 years. And so depending upon your strategy as far as cash flow, you can lock in 10-year interest-only payments. I mean, think about this, So as far as dead money, if you want to make the least amount of payments on that dead money for whatever reason for that time that you need it for, I don't think you're going to get much better. 30-year fixed at 3.99 interest only on apartment buildings or commercial properties.
Yeah. And again, folks, do the amortization schedule. A lot of you get lost at interest rate. Yes, the interest rate's lower here, but it's a 25-year AM. I did the math with somebody, and the 30-year fix at a higher rate was a lower payment because of those extra 60 months worth there, right? Because 25-year average, sometimes, I mean,
or it's very close. I mean,
just do the math,
but just do the math and do the, I guess, in this case, the environment we're in, the chances of you refinancing within those 5 years, are you going to be stuck during the, higher rate range? Do you want to take the roll of the dice, or do you want to lock in long-term now, maybe pay a little bit more in cost, but long-term, it's still, you're going to recoup back that cost? Because typically speaking, even on my 30-year fix at 3.99, your payment difference is still lower. So the cash flow is better. It always works out when you pull out that calculator and you're not chasing after rate, and you look at the actual effects of all what you're doing. My loans typically come out on top because of ease of use, less restrictions, whole title as an entity. I don't report to the credit bureaus. It goes on and on. So that's why we get repeat business. And
again, if you're looking at this as a new investor here, right? So if you have some units, I had dead money, I took it out. 30-year fix is the only way I go. Again, let me be very clear. I would have left that office building with 0 debt if I couldn't get 30-year money, because I am terrified of 2025, 2026. The other thing, folks, I've seen people do on the channel, they've come to me after working with you. They're buying multiple properties out of state.
Yes.
50K, 60K, which again, you don't understand, people. You can't, if you buy a house for 50 grand, you can't get a loan. Because, at least not a traditional loan. You can maybe put it on a credit card or something, but it's because of Dodd-Frank and all these other things. But hey, you know what? Don't buy one, buy two. Now you get a loan, right? You get a blanket or a portfolio loan. We brought that to the channel. You're helping people do BRRRR projects, right? Put in work, money now and then, refi it out later. So it's just
no, Miss Courtney, all these people or all these scenarios that you're talking about, a lot of
names
people
are
from the
popping
channel
up.
come to mind, right? You know what I mean? Garrett, I won't give any last names. Courtney, as far as the BRRRR, exceeded her expectations. It was really the best. So initially, it started a little rocky because of third-party performance, and so there were slight delays, but it couldn't have worked out any better. Her expectation of the value was exceeded. So she got even more money out than what she thought she was going to get. And we were turning around to apply and to get dead money, like you said. So it just really worked out. Oh, and the condition of the property, no way she could go conventional.
That was the one with the bedroom conversion or something.
Correct. That was, not
that's
permitted,
not normal.
But it's still cash flow. No, but we were able to kind of look past that and make sense of it and still give it full value in a sense. And it just all worked out. And so just grateful. She's holding off on a particular commercial deal right now, but we're still moving on a couple of deals. She's, I think, almost finished with her next BRRRR project that we're looking to refinance out of that one too as well. So it's fun. And then the multi-property with the blanket loans, Garrett, we're on like, I think, third or fourth series. Typically lower markets is his kind of, buy box, I guess, but very useful product as well. So it's just funny. Every time you bring up these scenarios, all these people's names pop to mind.
Yeah, folks, if you want to, so again, one of the things that I talk about now is spectators and players. You're a spectator today. Maybe you're a player. You started doing the work. Awesome. That's all you need. You just need to start practicing and you're a player. One of the things that I want to challenge you to do in early January is, again, if you can get traditional, call Matt the Mortgage Guy.
Please.
Greatmortgagebroker.com. But if that's not you, LLCs, this, that, the other, small market, whatever it is, Stephen Dow is your man. I've used him several times. How do you want them to reach out?
SDAO at so SDAO at velocity, the word mortgage.com, which is typically lower.
Yeah, it's in the show. It's in the show notes. Scroll down. It's there.
Yep. You pay a lot of money for that. So
I did.
Other than that, please put the acronym ORAAT, which stands for one rent at a time, in the subject line so it gets past the firewall. Otherwise, also typically to speed things up, and I think I forgot to mention this on the previous video, put down a brief description of your scenario, or if it's not just you kind of want to have a phone call to see if you're ready or how to position yourself correctly, please also leave the best phone number to reach you back at, just so I can call you right back. Otherwise, emails typically take a little bit long because a lot of like back and forth because you don't know what you don't know. I got to ask you a bunch of questions depending upon what your responses are. So it typically goes through about 5 to 6,
leave
7,
phone number.
Right? Phone number, one phone call, one call, one close, typically, versus 7 or 8 and 9 back and forth emails. It's just, no time.
Again, what I want to ask you to do here, folks, again, I'm going to use the calendar year as a reason to do it. So again, if you're looking to make some plays, some moves next year, whether it's just get started, whether it's recycle some dead money or whatever you want to call it, send SDAO, SDAO at velocitymortgage.com an email, put ORAT in the subject line. Tell them you want to have a call next week. Let's give them the weekend, but let's send the email now so we can schedule calls next week. Email now, calls next week, and leave your phone number in the email so we can get this started. And again, Happy New Year's, everyone. Thank you for all you do, Stephen.
Likewise. You take care.